Welcome to our series exploring the enigmatic realm of unexplained deaths and mysteries. Join us as we delve into perplexing cases that defy conventional understanding, where each clue raises more questions.
The case of Jack the Stripper. Now, there's a mystery that still grips the imagination, even decades later. Picture London in the 1960s, gritty, industrial and full of shadows. It was a city still finding its feet after the war, with certain areas struggling in the grip of poverty and crime. And into this world stepped a killer, one whose name would be whispered in fear but whose face was never seen. His crimes began to surface between 1964 and 1965, a spree of at least 6 murders. Some say it might have been more. All young women, all sex workers, and all found naked, their clothes stripped away like some macabre calling card. The press, ever quick to coin a nickname, called him Jack the Stripper, drawing a dark parallel to that other infamous Jack the Ripper. The bodies, you see, were discovered in places like the River Thames or abandoned industrial sites in West London, desolate, eerie spots that seemed chosen to taunt the police. The victims showed signs of asphyxiation, though not always in the same way, and it wasn't just their state of undress that connected the crimes. There were other details. Traces of paint particles on the bodies, suggesting the killer might have worked in a job where such materials were common. Yet despite these clues, the investigation hit brick wall after brick wall. Now here's where it gets truly puzzling. There were suspects, plenty of them. Mungo Island, for instance, was a security guard near one of the dump sites. When he killed himself in 1965, he left behind a note that read, "I can't stick it any longer." Some saw that as a confession, but there was no hard evidence linking him to the murders. And then there was Harold Jones, a convicted child killer who had served his time and was living quietly in London during the killings. His history made him a chilling candidate, but again, nothing solid. Can you imagine the frustration of the detectives on this case? This was long before DNA analysis or modern profiling. They had to rely on witness statements, hunches, and circumstantial evidence. And even then, they faced societal indifference. After all, these were sex workers. The public, and sadly even the police, often saw them as disposable, which meant the urgency to solve the case wasn't as strong as it might have been for victims from more respectable walks of life. And then, just as suddenly as they started, the murders stopped. The killer vanished into the fog of history, leaving behind nothing but unanswered questions and shattered lives. Over the years, theories have abounded. Was he a local? Someone with a grudge against women of the night, or perhaps someone with a more personal vendetta? Some even suggest he was an opportunist who simply decided to stop, if such monsters can ever simply stop. The case remains open to this day, a haunting reminder of how fragile justice can be. And of course, people still speculate, piecing together theories from scraps of old reports and testimonies. But in the end, Jack the Stripper remains a phantom, an enigma lost in the shadows of a bygone London.
Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the unexplained. We hope these mysteries have sparked your curiosity and encouraged you to delve deeper into the unknown. Until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant, and never stop seeking the truth.